Chapter 108 A bunch of perverts spit. Chen Yuan got back in the car with the pig brains. It was entitled the car had driven far away, that the onlookers finally looked away. A teenager is already driving a Rolls-Royce. I suddenly feel like I can make it too. Chen Yuan placed the food on the table and stretched his body. Before he could finish stretching, there was a knock on the door. Soon after, Chen Donglai walked in carrying his school bag. "Hey son, you're back." He tossed his school bag casually. It landed perfectly on the sofa. In the next second, he collapsed into the sofa in a classic GU slump, relaxed, slouched sitting posture made famous by Chinese actor GU. So comfortable. Chen Yuan was instantly annoyed. "Really? I bought you pig brains and supplements. Waited on you hand and foot with all this fatherly love, and you just flop down on the sofa the second you get home? Do you live up to my heavy fatherly love?" Chen Yuan snapped. "Get up and eat, you Ray. Doing homework after dinner." Chen Donglai scratched his head and cheeks in frustration. "My good son, the first thing you say when I get home is homework? You're giving me a headache." Chen Yuan didn't care if he had a hadashi. He kicked Chen Donglai's leg lightly. "Hurry up, we're pressed for time." Chen Donglai stood up slowly. "Homework every day. Homework every single day. Am I going to school to study, or just to do homework? I swear those teachers are targeting me." Chen Yuan covered his mouth and coughed. "Cough. The teachers are doing this for your own good. They want you to learn more. Stop complaining and come eat." Chen Donglai finally sat down at the table and started eating. He glanced at the dishes, 4 in total, and one looked extremely familiar. "Pig brains again? I'm practically turning into a pig's brain myself, and you still make me eat this." Chen Yuan quickly said, "Eating something nourishes the corresponding part. Pigs are super smart animals. This will definitely do you good." Chen Donglai felt there was something off about that statement, but he couldn't figure out what. "Oh well, he just eat the pig brains." After dinner, Chen Donglai rubbed his stomach and paced around the room twice. "Stop pacing, you Ray, making me dizzy. Go do your homework." Chen Donglai patted his stomach and shook his head. "I'll wait for Teacher Song to come first." "Teacher Song isn't coming." Chen Yuan sighed. "Teacher Song sent a text just now. She has something to do today and can't make it." Before Chen Yuan could finish, Chen Donglai's eyes lit up, and he leaned in. "What did you say?" "Teacher Song isn't coming." Chen Donglai let out a weird laugh. "Great. Finally I can." He suddenly realized, even if Teacher Song didn't come, his homework would disappear. What was he happy about? Chen Yuan gave him acid whiz glance. Did eating pig brains make him stupid? Chen Donglai felt a little awkward. "Well, since Teacher Song isn't coming, I'll go out for a walk to get some fresh air," he added, as if to convince himself. A change of environment brings a change of mood. When I'm in a good mood, doing homework will be like having divine help. Without waiting for Chen Yuan's response, he swaggered out the door. "Chen Yuan, so his wings are finally hard, huh?" He actually ran off just like that. Chen Yuan stood up and went to the door to check, but Chen Donglai was already out of sight. Still, Chen Yuan was entoried. There was a drone following him, so he couldn't escape his grasp. Chen Yuan sat down on the sofa, picked up his phone, opened Stream 1, and switched the camera feed. Chen Donglai hadn't gone far, he just wandered around the small community square. At this time of day, the square was still crowded. When many people saw Chen Donglai, their looks turned a little strange. It made sense. They all lived in the same community, so news of him being on a reality show had spread quickly. Since they were all acquaintances, no one said anything, they just stared. Chen Donglai wandered around casually. "Brother Donglai," a fairly pleasant female voice called from behind. Chen Donglai turned around. It was a woman in her mid-30s, pale, clean-looking. She was stunningly beautiful, but she was very easy on the eyes. He recognized her. She was the young widow from upstairs. Her husband had died in a car accident 2 years ago, and she had a daughter who was probably in high school now. What was her name again? Chen Donglai thought for a moment. Lily. Julie smiled. "Brother Donglai, it's been ages since we last saw each other." As she spoke, she glanced at the drone in the sky clearly. She knew Chen Donglai was on a reality show. Chen Donglai chuckled. "Yeah, it's been a while. We've all been busy." He noticed Julie's hair was a little messy, and her clothes had water stains. He asked, "Are you okay?" Julie smiled. "I am fine. It's just that the water pipe at home broke. I didn't know how to fix it, so I was planning to call a repair man tomorrow." Chen Donglai nodded. "Makes sense, you can bother a repair man this late at night." Julie's eyes flickered. "Brother Donglai, it's really inconvenient without water." Chen Donglai nodded. "Definitely convenient. It is weltering. You can sleep comfortably without a shower." Just stating the obvious. Julie still had that smile on her face. "It's miserable. My husband died so young. I don't even have anyone to help me with things like this." Chen Donglai didn't think twice. "Well, do you want me to take a look?" "That would be wonderful. Thank you so much, Brother Donglai." Chen Donglai waved his hand. "No trouble at all." They chatted as they walked. In the live stream, Brother Donglaisens, "Whoa, beautiful night," helping the young lady fix her water pipe. "Which pipe is he fixing? Stopping leaks? I'm a pro at that." "A bunch of perverts spit. She's not even that good looking." "I disagree with this." "Who cares if you agree or not? His parent is watching this on his phone right now." Chen Yuan, "This feels off. He'd barely met Julie a few times and didn't to know much about her. This is a live stream. Sure, Lai Donglai can hold himself together, right?" Chen Yuan rubbed his face and kept watching. The two chatted and laughed. As they walked upstairs, "Brother Donglai, would you like a bottle of water first?" Chen Donglai waved it off. I'm thirsty. Let's fix it first." He walked straight into the bathroom as he spoke. Julie brought over tools and spare parts. Fai Xing. Water pipes was a piece of cake for Chen Donglai. in just over 10 minutes. It was fixed, but because of the hot weather and water splashing all over his face, there were a few black smudges on his cheeks. He looked a little messy. Julie took out a towel. "Brother Donglai, look at you, let me wipe that for you." As she spoke, she leaned in, her body almost touching his, clearly intending to do it herself. Chen Yuan's shirt raced as he watched this. "Dad, don't make a mistake." Chapter 109 to Unconventional Poems. Sword aura soaring everywhere. Though Chen Donglai was unreliable and hadn't been with a woman in half-a-year, his mind was now filled with poems, songs, and equations. When he woke up in the morning, the first things he noticed weren't changes in his body, but his textbooks and homework. Seeing Julie reach out to wipe his face, Chen Donglai didn't hesitate. He snatched the towel, stepped back, and quickly moved to the living room. What a nice clean towel. What a waste to use it for this. He grumbled about waste, but didn't hesitate to wipe his face with it. Julie leaned against the bathroom doorframe. "Brother Donglai, why not take a shower?" It was sweltering hot. Taking a quick shower to cool down was too much to ask, right? Chen Donglai glanced at the coffee table. "Take dates? I never wash dates before eating them." He walked over to the table, picked one up casually, turned to Julie, and grinned. "Pretty sweet, actually." "Julie, why don't you choke on that sweetness? Weren't men supposed to like older women?" Why wasn't he taking the hint? They were both single. Shouldn't this be like dry wood catching fire? How had he managed to use the flame with just a few words? While Julie was still thinking about how to hint further to this blockhead, Chen Donglai waved the date in his hand. "It's getting late. I still have tons of homework left. If I stay too long, my son will scold me. I'm off." Julie opened her mouth. "Brother Donglai, you." Chen Donglai had already waved goodbye and walked out, closing the door behind him. Julie stamped at her foot in anger. "You're single. I'm single. Even if we can't be together, can't we just quench our thirst?" Such a blockhead. Outside the door, Chen Donglai glanced at the door, then at the drone in the sky. He shook his head with asthma and walked downstairs. Chen Yuan let out a huge sigh of relief. "Donglai, you didn't let me down. That young widow upstairs, I thought of you as a neighbor, but you wanted to be my mom? And it's a good thing Donglai has self-control." Chen Yuan exited the live stream. A few seconds later, there was a knock on the door. He stood up and opened it. Chen Donglai walked in. Sensing Chen Yuan's strange gaze, Chen Donglai said briskly, after walking around, "Inspiration just flooded my mind. Oh, I wouldn't say more. I need to go do my homework." He darted into the study as soon as he finished speaking. Watching Chen Donglai rush eagerly into the study, Chen Yuan suddenly realized he had a strange urge to eavesdrop. Maybe just one more time? He leaned over, pressing his ear tightly against the study door. Inside, he heard Chen Donglai's passionate, loud voice. "The world knows young widows are fine." Cow thief, a reference to a historical figure known for coveting others' Wives understood this best of all. Donglai is just an ordinary man. How could in it love a young widow charm? But fate has bound me with chains, so I pretended not to see her hints. When autumn comes on the 3rd of September, I'll let you all taste my sword's might. Chen Yuan quickly pulled his head back from the crack in the door, half afraid he'd be injured by that overwhelming sword aura. This poem laid bare an old man's sorrows and helplessness, yet also spoke of his longing and hope for a better future. So, should he uphold justice and punish his own kin? Just as he hesitated, another poem faintly drifted out. I'll take widows and models in one go, charge into the club and fight till the end. My sword aura soars, scaring them all silly. In the live stream, Donglai's sister can't wait anymore. Hurry, 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 come quickly. God Donglai, we bow down to you. Brilliant talent bursting forth like a fountain. This is amazing, right up my alley. Donglai, I'll support you. Rich sister upstairs. My talent is no worse than Chen Dong Lai's, and I am bitter looking. I just need someone to appreciate me. Donglai, unsheath your sword. It's either you or me. Chen Yuan, sitting on the sofa, almost dropped his phone when he saw these comments. This batch of netizens is really cheeky. Sigh, what can you do with a lovesick old man? Those talking about sword fights, I really wonder what's going on in your heads. There was nothing he could do about this. If he could figure it out, he just stopped thinking about it. Chen Yuan shook his head. Could anything be more satisfying than crushing noobs in a game? He exited the live stream and opened Honor of Kings. Having an account with all skins was awesome, even though he was in silver rank and matched with other silver players. So what? He still dominated the game, slaughtering everyone in his path. The little dodgy game character on the enemy team was almost in tears. Brother, can you stop targeting me? I'm just a kid. At 10 o'clock, the light in the study was still on. Chen Yuan decided to check on his dad before going to bed. He pushed open the door. Chen Donglai was still writing furiously. Hearing the noise, he looked up. Chen Yuan asked, "How much have you gotten done?" "More than half," Chen Donglai grumbled in dissatisfaction. "I seriously suspect these teachers are targeting me. They give me more homework every day." End up writing until midnight. Chen Yuan walked over and patted his shoulder. "You're not good at studying, but you sure have a lot of complaints. How many times have he told you? More homework is for your own good." He turned to leave, and as he closed the door he added, "If you know you have so much homework, why did you have time to fix a widow's water pipe?" Chen Donglai glared at the door. "Your dad's just a kind-hearted person." There was no response from outside. Chen Donglai stroked his chin. "That brat, he knows too much." Chen Yuan struggled to hold back his laughter. Kind-hearted? Could a kind-hearted person write two such lewd poems? Do you take your parent for a 3-year-old? Chen Yuan wandered back to his room and fell asleep as soon as his head hit the pillow. The next morning, after getting dressed, Chen Yuan stood at his dad's bedroom door and knocked. Morning is the best time of day. Hurry up and recite some poems. Cough. Forget the poems. Get up and review English. After a while, a groggy voice came from inside. Where a closey way. Chen Yuan suddenly remembered Chen Donglai had asked him to bring back clothes the day before, but he'd forgotten because he was busy with the game. Just wear your school uniform for one more day. It's not like you haven't embarrassed me before. He ran off after speaking. A few minutes later, Chen Donglai stumbled out, his hair messy and yawning. What's the use of having a parent like you? You living the high life. Every day when you get home, you either play games or watch live streams. Your old man homework is piling up like a mountain, and you don't even care. Chen Donglai muttered to himself as he walked into the bathroom. Are you a live streamer? On the way to the park, a beautiful woman in a tight tracksuit and Asen hat glanced at the drone above Chen Yuan she'd. Sort of. Chen Yuan looked at her, even with the sun hat. He could tell she was good looking with a great figure. Her posture made it clear she exercised regularly. A single ponytail bounced up and down as she ran, full of youthful energy. The woman smiled. Either you are or you aren't. Why are you being so wishy? Was high at such a young age? With that she picked up speed, her long legs carrying her forward. Chen Yuan watched her back, then continued running at his own pace. Chapter 1103. People full of admiration, fawning all at once. When Chen Yuan reached the park gate, he propped his hands on his knees and panted for a few breaths. When he looked up, he happened to see the energetic beauty from earlier jogging back. As she passed by, she gave him an especially bright smile and waved gently in his direction. Chen Yuan scratched his head. An energetic, beautiful woman was certainly a pleasant sight. By the time he got home, Dong Lai was already gone. He opened Dong Lai's bedroom door and sure enough, it was a mess. Sigh. Being a parent means having to tidy up, doesn't it? After cleaning up the room, Chen Yuan got dressed properly. Speaking of clothes, these pants were getting more and more uncomfortable. To this day, they still felt like crotch-restricting pants. Since he had to buy clothes for Dong Lai anyway, he might as well get a new set for himself too. Chen Yuan picked up his car keys and went out. Outside, Luo Shang was doing stretching exercises. When he saw his boss come out, he smiled and hurried over. Leader. Chen Yuan handed him the car keys. All right, let's go to the company. When Chen Yuan pushed open the office door, 3 people were standing inside. Dong Jiangguo, Dong Wanyi, and Li Baolai. When they saw him come in, all 3 had strange looks on their faces, especially Dong Wanyi, whose eyes, which always seemed to speak, were even sparkling. Chen Yuan was startled. He glanced at the sign on the office door. It definitely said Chairman's office. He hadn't walked into the wrong room. At the sight of Chen Yuan, Li Baolai looked extremely excited. Chairman, you're here. He spun around too quickly, lost his balance, and his left foot tripped over his right. He actually laid straight down on the floor. Chen Yuan jumped in shock. Lao Li, what on earth are you doing? Chairman, please accept my respect. I'm completely convinced by your Marketing strategy for the new game. Dong Jiangguo, watching Lao Li's unashamed fawning, suddenly felt the urge to join in. If his daughter weren't there, he would have almost knelt down too. Lao Li, what are you doing? Be careful. He pulled Li Baolai up as he spoke. Chen Yuan walked past them. What's going on? First thing in the morning. You all look like you've lost your minds. Li Baolai suppressed his excitement and handed over a copy of a document. This is a Veneferdor 12 hours. Chen Yuan took it and glanced at it. 12 hours. 136 million yuans in revenue. After reading, he calmly placed the report on the desk. Well, it's not bad. It's not too far off from what I expected. Look at that. This is what a leader looks like. This is what a visionary looks like. 12 hours of revenue, breaking 100 million yuans, setting a new record for mobile game revenue. And he can still speak so calmly? If this were my company, I'd be so excited I'd wet my pants. Dong Jiangguo took a deep breath. Chairman, I admit I was wrong before. Ishuld and they've had any do BTS about you in my heart. Now you've proven me wrong with facts. Let me see clearly what a true hero you are. Not to mention that commercial building next door, even if it were a magic pillar that stabilizes the ocean, a mythical artifact. If you say you can buy it, you definitely can. Dong Wanyi didn't find her father's fawning strange at all. In her eyes, this wasn't flattery, it was the truth. Who else in the world could do this? Creating one classic game meant nothing, but creating a classic with every game. There was probably no other company but Yuan Shen Network. How lucky was she to be the manager of the mobile game department here? Her eyes sparkled as she looked at Chen Yuan. Chairman, thank you for letting me witness a miracle in mobile gaming history. Now I am more certain than ever of your words. My game will become a national phenomenon. I believe that under your wise leadership, you'll soon fulfill your grand ambition. Chen Yuan felt a hadashi coming on. What's wrong with all of them? Even Dong Wanyi, who never fawned over anyone before, was joining in. Did she suddenly inherit her father's fawning genes? That said, being fawned over by three people at once, especially by a delicate, beautiful woman, felt surprisingly good. Chen Yuan coughed and said calmly, insignificant result, and the road ahead will only get harder. We must never get complacent just because we ray a little ahead. Our company upholds fine traditional virtues with the mission of rescuing boring lives. Dong Wanyi bit her lip. Boss, you recalling being a top game company a small result. Even after creating such a historic moment, you remain humble and unassuming, reminding yourself of your responsibilities. I, Dong Wanyi, will follow you no matter what. Dong Jiangguo also nodded repeatedly, a hint of shame on his face. He had indeed gotten a little carried away lately with Yuan Shen Network shrines. Those who had once looked down on him were now taking the initiative to contact him. But in the end, he was just a second in command, relying on others. One word from the boss, and he could be kicked out at any time. His young boss had achieved so much yet remained so humble. He too should stay modest. Li Baolai was even trembling all over. Who would have thought that Penglai Games, once on the brink of bankruptcy, would one day become a shining star admired by all? Seeing Li Baolai trembling like that, Chen Yuan felt a twinge of panic. Lao Li, if you get too excited, don't have a stroke. If there's nothing else, you can all go back to your posts. I have work to do here. The three of them finally left. After they were all gone, Chen Yuan tapped his desk lightly. The explosive success of Honor of Kings was carefully planned by Chen Yuan. Every promotion was thought through repeatedly before being implemented, so this result was completely within his expectations. In the early stages of the game, with discounts on skins and inscriptions, revenue would naturally skyrocket. In a few days, when its reputation was fully established and new paid content was launched that would be the true highlight of Honor of Kings, Chen Yuan casually picked up his phone, scrolled through his contacts to a familiar name, and made the call. Is this Xiao Luo? Xiao Luo, a top-tier lawyer. This is Chen Yuan. If you're free, come to my company. I have something to discuss with you. Xiao Luo hung up the phone. His previous collaboration with Yuan Shen Network had been very pleasant. After the work was done, Chen Yuan had been generous enough to give him an extra commission, leaving a great impression. Now that Chen Yuan had called, he assumed there was more work for him. After a short pause, he grabbed his briefcase from the desk and headed out.